Okay, so what I found out is I inserted a screwdriver down in there, and again, it's hard to see, but it only went in about an inch, and it's hitting up against something. So again, even though my line here is lined up on the sprocket, that means I'm going to have to turn it one complete revolution. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and rotate this one revolution here completely around, and it also has a natural fault to it. So if you turn it just lightly, it's going to have a natural fault. See how it goes like that? It had a natural fault to it, or a natural location there where it wants to line up. So I've got it lined up, and I'm going to go ahead and insert the screwdriver again and see if the screwdriver goes in 2 inches or more. Okay, so I did find out once I placed that in there, the screwdriver did go in over 2 inches. It went fully in. I put a little rag over here also to hold that screwdriver in place so it doesn't pop out. They say you're supposed to leave it in there until you're done with the job. Not sure why. The other thing to check now is to see that the shaft is locking. Okay, so if you turn it about a quarter of a turn and then it stops, it's hitting the screwdriver, and that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Okay, so now you want to go ahead, and so that tells me that it's correct. We'll go ahead and place this back and line it back up. We'll get ready now to go ahead and put in the timing belt soon. One thing I forgot to mention though is initially when I took off the timing belt, there's also an auto tensioner that I had to take off. And that is over here. But anyway, I've taken this off and I'm going to reuse it. Now what they say is you're supposed to push this shaft down in and align it with that pinhole and insert something like a small Allen wrench. You're supposed to compress it with like a vise. Unfortunately, I don't have a vise here large enough. Just got one of those little cheap vices, so it doesn't extend enough. So I guess I'm going to have to go back into work where we have a larger vise and compress this and put the pin in. So I guess that's where I'm at, heading out now to do, so that once I reinstall this auto tensioner on the timing tensioner, or this tensioner over here, the last one, this is gonna, once you pull that pin, that's gonna add the proper tension to the timing bolt, or timing belt. Okay, I just got back from work. I went to work and used a vise, and unfortunately where I work I can't bring a camera in. Government agencies, they don't like that. But anyway, I compressed the piston on here, on the auto tensioner, and it took me I didn't want to do it real fast because you don't want to blow out anything. So what I did is I took the vise and just turned it over about a period of about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. I was able to compress that and insert over here a pin inside. Actually, I just used a rivet. So whatever you use, just make sure that once you mount it, you're able to pull that out. So I guess I'll go ahead and continue on now with the rest of the timing belt installation. Okay, here's my special tool that I'll be working on as a coat hanger. Just cut it small and just bent it. And it looks like it's going to fit inside there where I can turn it to make the adjustments. The tool, like I say, is like $60, and hopefully this is going to work. I guess we'll both find out. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this on with one hand. There we go, got it started. And I'm not going to tighten it all the way down. Just two little, they look like little smiley face type thing, or facing downwards. Just like that. Oop. The other way when you put it on there, it's going to be facing down. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line up my cam with the mark over here, and also right up in this area here there's a little mark, a little indent. It's pretty close right now. I'll try to just turn it just a little bit to the right if I can. Right there. Looks good to me. Actually, it looks a little off. I don't know. Yeah, it looks real close to me. Okay, so that looks pretty close. So what I'm going to do now is start putting my belt on. And I'm going to tie it down with some of these zip ties here so that it stays in place. Put one over here and one over here. And hopefully then the belt doesn't come loose. Okay, again, as you can see, I have the tie wraps on here, so it's holding the belt down so it doesn't, you know, come in different teeth, or so the teeth don't come off, or not the teeth, but the belt doesn't skip a tooth or so. So it's held on there pretty good, and it's actually all the way around. I've got everything around. I just need to put the tensioner, the auto tensioner on, and hope for the best. Okay, so I've gone and put this back in, the auto tensioner. And again, the way I'm going to adjust it is here. I want to try to make sure that these two holes are facing down. Then you can just turn it. And again, I'm trying to use that coat hanger. Okay, so I got the auto tensioner in there, and I made my adjustment. Over here, the holes are lining down. It's tight, so that's good to go. They say wait about 15 minutes, I guess, for the hydraulic, the shaft or the piston inside this tensioner, I guess, to do the tension. So it says just wait 15 minutes and then crank by hand. Go ahead and put a breaker bar or so. Crank it in 2 revolutions. After the 15 minutes, just turn it clockwise for 2 revolutions, and then check your timing marks. Everything should line up again. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes or so. So I've taken off the ties, the zip ties, and also remembered to take out my screwdriver that I hid inside that plug hole, the plug, cams area. And now I'm going to go ahead and start rotating it. It's a little bit difficult because I still got the spark plugs and all that in there. If you take the spark plugs out, I'm told that it'll be a lot easier. That's 1 revolution. I know you're supposed to go 1 or another couple times. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, but let me just make sure everything's still lined up. Ooh, that's not good. Okay, so now I'm getting go ahead and get ready to start the engine. Even though I don't have my serpentine belt on or anything like that, I'm just gonna see if it'll run for a couple seconds here. Make sure everything is clear out the way. One thing you want to make sure is that you don't have any wrenches or anything like that on the crank. Anything that's going to fall in the engine. Okay, all that stuff is there, so let's go see if it'll start. That's all I want. Okay, I've put everything back together, and actually it's been about 3 weeks since I did the timing belt, and everything seems to be running okay. Don't have any problems. Actually, I was kind of wondering if I'd be able to do this. You know, I've done timing belts in the past, but usually on like old school type cars, so this was kind of new. One thing that I think that gave me confidence is I did some research and tried to figure out what needed to be done. The thing that I learned the most is the oil pump sprocket, making sure that's all lined up. Otherwise, I probably would have just you know, bypassed that step. Pretty much got the confidence now. Like if I need to do my wife's or my son's cars, I think I'd go ahead and attempt that. Anyway, I think I saved probably around between $400 to $700, depending on where you would have taken it. And some of the mechanics out there that might be looking at this video, you know, don't be too critical if I called like the cam, the crank, or whatever. But the bottom line is that the car is running. I may have called some parts the wrong name, but anyway, thanks for watching, and hope this helps you out.